So here's some very troubling news. And I know a lot of people are struggling to pay their bills, to put away some money for savings for their emergency fund or just some relief for in the future. But I read an article the other day and I want to discuss this because in this article, the person says that Americans are feeling forced to work 24/7. And I want to address this for a second because one of the issues that I have seen a lot lately is people are looking for a second job, a third job, even a fourth job. Now you're probably thinking, well, how can somebody work 2 jobs, 3 jobs, or even 4 jobs? Here's how. This is part of the issue. Right now, employers are looking for workers, but they're looking for workers that are highly skilled, highly qualified workers, but they're going to pay them a very low wage, not what they should be getting. This is an issue. So guess what happens? These workers that used to get, let's say, $100,000. Let's say it was a high-level employee. Cool. They're used to getting $100,000 per year. Well, now they're trying to make that $100,000 per year. And how do they do that? It's simple. If one job pays them $50,000 or let's say $60,000, another job pays them $20,000. That takes them to $80,000, but yet they still need an additional $20,000. So what do? They get a third job. That takes them to $100,000 per year. Here's the problem. People are just going from job to job to job and working. And you probably think, well, how's that a problem? Here's the reason why. Let's say you work one full job, 8 hours every single day. You get off. Then you go to your next job. Let's say you work 3 hours. Okay, you're up to 11 hours. Then you go to your next job and you work an additional 3, maybe 4 hours. That takes you up to anywhere from 14 to 15 hours in a single day just working. Here's why the United States is in trouble. At some point, and I don't know when, but at some point, and this was brought up in the article as well, at some point, people are going to get tired. They're going to be tired of working. Or when inflation comes down and the price of goods and products is not so expensive, these people are going to leave their third job. And then when prices keep going further and further down, they're going to leave their second job. They're going to hold on to just one job. What happens then? Then all these businesses that were relying on workers that worked 3, 4, maybe 5 hours a day, guess what? They don't have employees anymore. This is why some are saying the United States is in trouble, because this is what we have resorted to. We didn't go and pick up employees that were working 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week. No. That's not what many businesses did. Businesses were just trying to find anybody that they could get to fill a spot. And so what they do, they found the high schooler that cannot work during the day. Found the college student that doesn't want to work on weekends. Found the single mom that cannot work at night. This is who they found. And just the reports that I've been reading over the past few days are all saying this exact same thing, that this could potentially be a major crisis. Not now, but once we bring inflation back down. Because what's going to happen then is the amount of jobs that we currently have right now, or the amount of open positions, over 10 million positions, this number is going to go up. This is going to go up simply because people are going to get rid of their second and third job. Now, I'm not saying there's 100 million people here in the US that are working 2 or 3 jobs. And let me ask you this. Do you currently have a job? And if you do you have a second or third job? Do you have a second or third income source? I know a lot of people do. I know a lot of my friends have multiple income sources. I only have a handful of friends that work a typical job. The majority of my friends are actually, their own boss. They're self-employed. They're investors, business owners. That's what they do. But here's what I want to explain to you. Because again, this could potentially be a big disaster if we are not careful. But here's one of the things that I was reading just the other day. And this is just part of the problem. And again, what's interesting about this whole situation is that Nobody's looking at this as an issue. And again, I used to think that having a second or third job was an incredible opportunity. And I still think it is for the right people. But eventually, you want to get rid of that job. You're tired of that. You don't want to work 2 or 3 jobs. You don't want to work for 14 or 15 hours per day. You want to go enjoy life. Spend time with your friends, your family, your loved ones. Just sit back and relax in your own home. That's what a lot of people want to do. But here's one thing I just want to explain. Because right now, people are almost being forced to work multiple jobs. And it's not because they have to. It's not because they are, they're worried that, oh, if I don't make $100,000, well, I'm not going to be able to live the life that I once lived. According to one study, many Americans, 38% of Americans feel that they have to work multiple jobs, because if they do not work multiple jobs, they will not have enough money for an emergency fund. Now, I was looking up the other day how many people have an emergency fund. And I asked people in the community as well. And one of the answers that I got was very interesting. Somebody commented and said that they don't have an emergency fund because keeping money in savings is a horrible investment. Now, here's what I want to bring up there. And again, an emergency fund is not an investment. An emergency fund is savings set aside to cater to an emergency, whatever it is. Hospital bill, your car breaks down, maybe you didn't get your paid that week, whatever it may be, you got sick and you missed a few days of work, and that emergency fund would be the supplemental income to cover what you lost, right? So that's just one of the things I want to bring up, is a lot of people think an emergency fund is more of an investment. It's not. It's a savings account. It's a liquid. You can go and spend this, get this money, spend it however you wish. You don't have to go and request it. You don't got to pull money out of a special account. You don't got to wait for it to show up. That's what it's there for. But again, 38% of people, okay, and I don't want to say that you need an emergency fund. Okay, I'm not here to give you financial advice, but I'm here to tell you that things based off of everything that we've been seeing will get worse. We know inflation is likely to tick up, and we'll have an answer on that. Was it in a little over a week, like 2 weeks? Yeah, it was a little over a week. We're gonna have an answer as to where inflation is. Are we still sitting at 8.6%? Maybe. Or are we up over 9%? Again, that's the worry. And this is why many people are being forced to work, is because, yes, they want to make sure that they're safe, but at the same time, if we see inflation continue to tick up, go higher and higher and higher, what's going to happen is the amount of money that you once earned is not going to be enough to maintain your current lifestyle. But again, that's just one of the problems. Again, there's a lot of problems right now, and I could go rattle off all these different issues with Congress and with Biden and Supreme Court. We could talk about specific states, California for one, giving another $1,050 or up to $1,050 in stimulus checks. That's going to hurt not just the state of California. That's going to hurt people all across the United States. Simply because if I live in Washington State, I'm not going to get a stimulus check, but I guarantee I will be paying more for certain products because, well, the people in California are going to get a stimulus check. So I'm not upset that people are going to get money. What is kind of frustrating is if more states don't offer this, every single person outside of California is going to feel the effects. But again, if more states do offer this, then every single person, including people in California, are going to feel the effects anyway, and it's going to be coming a little bit faster. So again, there's a lot of issues. But the main issue right now that I want to discuss is, what are you doing to make sure you're ready? And yes, you might have to work 2 or 3 jobs, but at the same time, how long are you going to do that? Let me know down in the comment section below. Have you ever thought of working 2 or 3 jobs to make a little bit extra money, put money into savings, maybe invest a little bit, pay off some debt? Or you're just working 2 or 3 jobs because prices are just so expensive that you have to, or else you cannot afford to live. But let me know. But again, and also let me know this. Do you think this is a major problem? Because I didn't think it was a huge problem back in the early part of the pandemic. But now that the economy is somewhat rebounded, well, it did, and people are mostly back to work, businesses are opened up, I didn't think it was a big issue until right now. Till we start seeing that what will happen when all these people decide, I don't need 2 jobs, I don't need 3 jobs, 1 is just fine. What happens to those businesses? So, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. I know it was a little bit of a rant today. Sorry about that, but it's just one of those things I just wanted to get off my chest and talk about because I think this is a major issue that most people aren't even looking at.